Number 3 here, what we have, we're going to distribute the 4 inside the parentheses here. Then we're going to distribute the 6 inside here. And then we're going to combine things. So 4 times x will give us 4x. The 4 times the negative 3 will give us negative 12. Then the 6 times x will give us positive 6x. 6 times negative 2, and that's going to give us negative 12. After that, what we want to do is we're going to combine the things that are alike. So this and this will go together, and then negative 12 and negative 12 here will go together. So let us see what we have finally. 4x plus 6x is going to give us 10x. Negative 12 and another negative 12 will give us negative 24. And we cannot break these down anymore because they are no longer like terms. So that's where we stop. Let's take a look at number 4. For number 4, what we're doing here is we're going to distribute the 2/3 inside the parentheses. And then we add 6x. So if I distribute 2/3 with x, I'm going to get 2/3 x. 2/3 times negative 3. As you could see, so I'll have 2/3. And that is going to be multiplied with negative 3. I could say 3/1 if I want. And at the back, there is a plus 6x, which is different. Remember that we're not going to distribute the 2/3 with this, all right? Because it's not, the 6x is not a part of the parentheses. So ultimately, I'm going to have 2/3 with x here, but these could cancel. I could cancel this 3 with this, leaving negative 1. So finally, I'm looking at 2 times negative 1, that's negative 2. And then I'm going to be adding 6x. What we want to do, though, is to combine the terms. So the 6x, if 6 be added to 2/3, I'll end up with 6 and 2/3. So I'm going to have 6 and 2/3 x, then a minus 2. And the reason why I could do that easily is because 2/3 and the 6 here, they are like terms. Let's look at the next question. So here we're going to distribute 2 times. So we're going to distribute the 2 here and here, and then the 4 here and here. So 2 times x squared will give me 2x squared. 2 times negative 3x will give me negative 6x. Positive 4 times x is positive 4x. Positive 4 times 5 will give me positive 20. At this moment, the only things I have alike are right here. So it simply means that I'm going to be writing my 2x squared, but I could simplify this. So negative 6 plus 4 will give me negative 2. So I'm going to have negative 2x, and then I'm going to put back my plus 20 right there. Let's go to 6. In this case, I'm only going to distribute the negative 4 to the x. Then I'm going to distribute the same negative 4 to negative 8. At the end of the day, this will be there. So let's write this back because it's not a part of the whole multiplication. So 4x squared is there. Now I'm going to multiply negative 4 times x. It's going to give me negative 4x. And negative 4 times negative 8 will give me positive 32. So that's my first step. So what I want to do here is to look, is there anything that can be simplified? No, because all the terms are different. For example, this is x to the second, this is x to the first, and this is just a constant. So this is my final answer. Now let's take a look at number 7. With number 7, I'm going to multiply 2 binomial. Then I'm going to distribute this constant within. So in multiply my binomial, I'm going to execute this. X will go with x, then the x is going to multiply to the negative 3. Then 2 will multiply with x, then 2 will multiply with negative 3. In the other section, this -6 will multiply with the x squared. Then it's going to multiply with the x. So let's do that. X times x will give me x to the second. X times -3 will give me -3x. 2 times x will give me positive 2x. 2 times -3 will give me -6. -6 times x squared will give me -6x squared. -6 times x is -6x. So at this moment, I could put together things that are alike. For example, I could put together this and this because they are like terms. So if you think about having a -6 and a +1, because if you do not see a variable, if you do not see a coefficient here, that means it's 1. So I'm going to get -5. So I'm having -5x squared there. For the other things that are like, for example, the x's, I'm looking at -3, positive 2x, -6x. So -3x, positive 2x, -6x. So let's put them together. We're talking about -3, positive 2, and a -6. And this is going to be my x term, right? So we're talking about -9. So that's -7. So this is going to give me a -7x. So we have a -7x coming out. For the numbers, I only have one constant here, and it is -6. So the final answer is -5x squared minus 7x minus 6. And let's take a look at the next question. All right, so for this question here at number 8, what we want to do is we're gonna be distributing this 5, this 2/5. -2/5 will be distributed to the 5x, then it's going to distribute to the 15, -15. So let us see what we have. So -2/5 will be multiplied by that 5x right there. So, and then I'm going to have my -2/5. It is going to multiply by my -15. And then all along, that 5x will be at the back. So let us kind of simplify. I could simplify this. I'll get 1 that divide. So the x term I have here is a -2x. I could cancel this. 5 into 12, 1. 5 into 15, 3. So this is going to give me -2 times -3, +6. And then there is a 5x at the back. Now, at this moment, we want to put together everything. Finally, we could link these terms because they're alike. They're both x. So there's a -2, there's a +5. And this is going to work back down to +3x. So final response is equal to +3x with a +6. And there we go. All right, let's look at number 9. For number 9, we're having x squared, and then we have 2 binomials multiplying. For the binomials, the x will go with the x, then it's going to go with the -2. The -2 will go with x, and then -2 will go with -2 right there. I'm going to write back the x squared up front this because we're not going to be using that right now. So when x multiplied by x, I get x squared. And when x multiplied by -2, I get -2x. -2 times x, that's -2x. And -2 times -2 is +4. What are the things that are alike? Well, these are alike at the front right here. And in blue, I'm going to put the other things that are alike. These are alike. They're x terms. So let's finalize. If you do not see a coefficient, that means it's a 1. So we have 2x squared, -4x, and then +4. So that's the final response for that. All right, let's go to the last one. I'm going to distribute this 4x to the x, then to the 1. I'm going to distribute 2 to the x, and then 2 to the 5. So we're going to distribute those. So let's multiply. 4x times x, It's going to give me 4x to the second. 4x times 1 will give me 4x. 2 times x will give me 2x. And 2 times 5 will give me 10. After that, I'm going to look if there are any like terms, and I'm seeing I have like terms here. I could go one more time to make a final thing. So the 4x squared plus 6x plus 10 will be my final response.